Good morning. I hope you enjoyed your Thanksgiving, and I'm glad you're able to join me this morning. So I thought because we probably all indulged, and maybe some of us overindulged for Thanksgiving, either on food or beverage, we might do a little detoxification. So we'll do a little twist, which are meant to sort of wring out the organs and sort of detoxify them. So let's start on our backs and bring the knees into your chest. We'll start in a little wind relieving pose here. Just see if you can hug the knees in nice and tight. Take a few breaths. Beautiful. Let's find 2 more breaths here. And then bring the knees over to the right. Keep them hugged in tight. And then bring the left arm and gaze to the left. But let's prioritize the knees here. So the left shoulder may not be on the mat. So the knees are on the mat or the floor to your right, but that left shoulder might be lifted up. And I like to just put my right hand on the top knee to just kind of keep that hug in nice and tight. And then turn the belly button towards the sky. So you're not going to notice much difference, but you might feel a little bit of a difference. That twist tends to deepen just a little bit. Take some deep breaths. Beautiful. On your next inhale, roll back to center. Maybe just find a gentle rock from side to side. Sacrum, the left side of the sacrum, and then the right side of the sacrum, lifting up off the mat. And then roll on to that left side. So that the left knee is on the mat, the right knee is stacked on top. And again, prioritize the knees in this case. So you're going to keep the knees in nice and tight. And they're on the mat. So that means the right shoulder may or may not be on the mat. It might be lifted up. And then turn the belly button towards the sky to help deepen that twist. And then just breathe. Start to settle in. Beautiful. On your inhale, come back to center once again, finding the gentle rock from side to side, lifting one side of the sacrum and then the other. And then come on to one side. So you just can just roll up to a seated position. And come into easy seated pose here. So crossing one ankle in front of another. And we're just going to start a slow, simple twist here. So bring the left hand to the right knee. Bring the right hand behind you. It works like a second spine. And then slowly I'm going to have you turn first your belly button towards the right knee or towards the right. And then the rib cage will turn towards the right. And then the shoulders. And then finally, last, you'll turn to look over the right shoulder. Sit up tall, reaching the crown of the head towards the sky. The sit bones down into the mat. Deep breath here. Notice how on each inhale, the twist gets a little deeper. And on the exhale, you pull out of it slightly. Beautiful. Come back to center. Notice which ankle is in front and then extend both legs out in front of you. Find the sit bones directly on the mat. So moving any flesh out of the way, reach the fingertips towards the sky. And then exhale, leading with the heart. Reach towards the toes, or you can drop the hands onto the mat or floor in front of you. Keep the spine long, keep the length in the hamstrings here. On your inhale, come back to center. Again, crossing the ankles, but put the opposite ankle in front. And then bring the right hand to the left knee. Reach that left arm behind you, fingertips on the mat or the floor. And then again, turn just one section of the body at a time. First, the belly button turns towards the left, and then the rib cage, and then the shoulders. And then finally, you'll turn the head to look over that left shoulder. Maybe the right elbow is bent rather, and you can pull yourself into the pose just a little bit more. Beautiful. On your exhale, come back to center. Extend those legs once again. Find sit bones directly on the mat, moving that flesh out of the way. Reach the fingertips towards the sky. Exhale, fold forward, a little hamstring stretch. Take some deep breaths. On your inhale, walk back to a vertical spine. Let's cross the ankles, plant the hands, find tabletop position here. Find a few cat-cows, so inhale to drop the belly and lift the heart. Exhale, curl the spine, tuck chin to chest. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, curl. Add any additional movement that feels right to you. Continue to move with your breath. Let's find one more inhale and a final exhale. We'll meet back in neutral spine. Make sure your hands are firmly planted underneath the shoulders. Spread the fingers wide. Knees are right under the hips here. Neither the knees nor the hands will move during this. You're going to press the right shoulder and the right hip together. So squeezing that right side. Come back to center and squeeze the left shoulder and left hip together. Again, hands and knees don't move. Come back to the right and to the left. Notice that as you continue moving, notice the equal opposite movement as we open one side and contract the other. Good. Inhale, come back to that center position. Reach that right arm up overhead. Rotate the wrist to the left and to the right. Open and close the fist. And on your exhale, sweep the right arm underneath the left armpit. You can rest on the right temple. Reach or keep the hips high. And bring the left arm to the back of the waist to help even deepen that twist just a little bit more. If you can reach, you can even tuck the left fingertips between the thigh and the hip on the right side. Deepen the twist and take some deep breaths. Good. Release the left hand, reach that left arm up, and then left palm onto the mat. Right arm reaches up and reach towards the sky. Open the heart towards the sky. And then exhale, release. Bring that right hand down. Reset your stance. So again, wrists under shoulders, knees under hip. And then left arm reaches up. Rotate the wrist to the left and to the right. Open and close the fist. And then exhale, sweep the left arm underneath the right armpit. Left temple on the mat. Right arm reaches up to the air and then back to the back of the waist. Again, if you can squeeze the right fingertips between the left hip and the left thigh, that's fine. And you can open that heart over to the right. Good. Bring that right arm up. Press the right palm down into the mat. Reach the left arm up and open the heart to the left. Beautiful. Let's plant the left hand. Bring the right knee towards the right wrist. Extend the left leg long. Let's set up for pigeon pose here. Except for this time, we're going to bring the left arm underneath the right armpit, rest on the left temple. So same side you were just on. Find some deep breaths. Beautiful, guys. Plant that right hand. Let's plant the left hand. Tuck the left toes under. We're going to lift that right leg up and back. Find a three-legged dog. Rotate the right ankle. Maybe open the right hip, whatever feels good here. And then come back onto your knees into that tabletop position and bring the left knee towards the left wrist. Extend the right leg. Bring right arm underneath the left armpit and rest on the right temple here. Okay, and if you like, you can bring the left arm to the back of the waist. Beautiful, guys. Bring that left palm onto the mat. Right palm release as well. And extend the left leg up and back behind you. Again, find movement that feels good. And then bring the left toes down to the mat. Find that downward facing dog. And then start to walk the hands back towards the heels. So the heels are on the mat. And then reach the left hand towards the right ankle or calf. And you can turn to look under that right armpit. Maybe you bend that left elbow, pull yourself in just a little deeper. Beautiful. And then replace the left hand. Let's go with the right to the left ankle or calf. Again, turn to look under that left armpit, maybe bending that right elbow to pull yourself in. And then start to walk yourself back out to that downward facing dog. Maybe start to pedal out the legs, finding any shift in the weight. Whatever your ritual happens to be here, find that. And take a few breaths. And then find that downward facing dog. Reach the right leg up and back behind you. Bend the right knee. Let's stack the right hip over the left just to open that right hip. And then bring the right knee to your chest. Plant the right foot. Rise up through center. Finding that high lunge, Anjaneyasana. Let's bring the hands to heart center. Start to fold forward over the front thigh and then tuck the left elbow around the right knee. Squeeze the inner thighs together to help you with balance. Lift the belly off the thigh. Beautiful. Come back to center. Bring that back heel down. Find a heel arch alignment. Find that warrior two posture. Deep bend in the front knee. And then straighten the front leg. Reach the right fingertips forward and then the right hand down. Left arm reaches up. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Beautiful. Frame the front foot with your hands. Bring the left toes to the right toes. Find a halfway lift when you get there. And exhale, let's fold. Heel toe the feet out towards the edges of the mat. Set the hips low. You can rock from side to side. So try to get your heels on the mat. Press the palms together. Bring the thumbs to your heart center. And see if you can sit the spine up a little longer. Beautiful. Bring the fingertips onto the mat. Heel toe the feet back together. Find a halfway lift. Fold. And then Utkatasana. Find a chair pose. So reaching the arms up. Butt reaches back like you're reaching for that little tiny chair out of reach. Bring the hands to heart center. We're going to fold to the right once again. So same side. So knee to, or elbow to knee rather. Bring the palms to press at your heart. Lift the belly up once again. Breathe. And then exhale to fold. Reach the crown of the head towards the mat. You can rest the belly on the thighs here. Sit bones reach towards the sky. You can have the knees bent as long as you're feeling a hamstring stretch. Beautiful halfway lift. Fold. Reach and rise. Let's cactus the arms. Lean back. Open that heart. Rise, inhale. Hands meet at the heart. Let's close the eyes and take a breath. Good. Bring the right, or blink the eyes open. Find that yoga drishti. Weight in the left foot. Bring the right foot into tree pose. So right foot onto the mat so you can keep the right big toe down. Foot into calf or thigh. And then reach the arms up, but you're going to come into a cactus arm. So the elbows are bent. Press foot into leg, leg into foot. I'm going to ask you to move here. Move the cactus so that you're facing the right. So you're looking maybe over the right knee. Yes. Come back to center. Move the cactus arms to the left. If you've got a wall around you, you can definitely use it. Come back to center. Beautiful. Fingertips reach towards the sky. Right knee forward. Right foot down. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Let's plant the hands. Step back for plank. Lower down knee plank or chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, tuck the toes. Lift the hips. Adho Mukha Savasana. Downward facing dog. Take a breath. Inhale the left leg up and back. Bend the left knee, open the hip. Bring that left knee to your chest. Plant the left foot between the hands. Rise on the inhale. Left knee over left ankle. Back of the right knee presses towards the sky. Fingertips reach towards the sky. And then bring the palms to press at heart center. Fold over the front thigh. Turn to the left. This time tuck that right elbow. Right elbow around the left knee. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Press the back of the right knee towards the sky. Come on. Breathe. Come back to center. Rise up. Inhale. Spin that back heel down. Virabhadrasana 2. Straighten the front leg. Reach the left fingertips forward and then down. Trikonasana, triangle pose. 2 straight-ish legs. Right toes to the left toes at the top of the mat. Find a halfway lift when you get there. Fold. Heel toe the feet out. Sit those hips low. I can maybe rock from side to side to get those heels a little closer to the mat. Since you're at home, another trick is to roll up a towel or a blanket and put it under the heels so you can get used to that sensation. Press palms together at heart center. Lift the heart up. Beautiful. Fingertips onto the mat. Heel toe the feet back together. Halfway lift. Fold. Utkatasana. Find that chair pose. Sit the hips low. Bring the hands to heart. Again, turn to the left side. Lift the belly off the thighs. See if you can bring the hands to press right at your heart center. Sit 1 inch lower. Beautiful. Exhale. Fold. Rest belly on thighs. Maybe this time you want to wrap the arms around the legs. Crown of the head reaches to the mat. Sit bones. Squeeze up towards the sky. Beautiful. Release the arms. Find a halfway lift. Fold. Reach and rise. Hands meet at that heart center. Close the eyes. Take a moment to breathe. Blink the eyes open. Bring weight into the right foot. Turn left knee to left, left big toe on the mat, or left foot into calf or thigh muscle. Press foot into leg, leg into foot. Again, bring those arms out to cactus arms. Elbows are bent deep. Turn to the left. See if you can bring the arms to really directly frame the left knee. And then come back to center. Turn to the right. Come back to center. Fingertips reach. Left foot down. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant the hands. Step back. Plank. Or knee plank. Or chaturanga dandasana. Inhaling for your back bend. Exhale, tuck the toes. Lift the hips high. Drop the knees. Untuck the toes. Find child's pose. Forehead on the mat. Hips towards the heels. Beautiful. Rise up, cross the ankles. Let's sit behind those ankles and bring the legs out wide. Bring the left arm to the inside of the left leg. Reach the right arm up overhead into the back of the waist. Or you can reach the right arm up and towards those left toes. Either way, turn the heart towards the ceiling. Drop the chin down toward your left shoulder. Let's keep the feet flexed to find a little hamstring stretch here as well as the twist. Again, if you have some space and that right arm is behind the waist, you can actually sneak those right fingertips between the left thigh and the left hip. On your exhale, let's fold forward right in the center. Go ahead and let the spine curl. Let the chin tuck to your chest. And then rise through center. We'll move to the other side, right arm to the inside of that right leg. Left arm reaches up and to the back of the waist. Or left arm reaches up and over towards those right toes. Either way, open the heart and then drop the chin to the right shoulder. Neck doesn't need to be in the pose here. If you like, you can bring the left hand, if it's at the back of the waist, between the thigh and the left hip. And fold back in. On your exhales, fold in the center, again resting on the hands or elbows. Chin can drop to your chest, spine can curl. Walk back to this vertical spine here. Bring the hands underneath the knees to bring them together. Lean back on the sit bones. Find Navasana, boat pose. Hands can be behind you to help support. Hands can be underneath your thighs. You could have your arms outstretched. You can have your knees bent or legs straight, your choice. Breathe. Pull belly button into the spine. Beautiful. Cross the ankles, plant the hands. Find tabletop and then downward facing dog. Right leg up and back behind you. Jack the right hip over the left, opening that right knee. And then bring the right knee to your chest. Plant the right foot. Rise, inhale. Palms press at heart center. Fold forward over the front thigh. Tuck left elbow around the right knee. And again, lift the belly up. Bring the hands to heart center. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Beautiful. Rise, inhale. Virabhadrasana 2, spin that back heel down. Heel arch alignment. Deep bend in the front knee. Straighten that front leg. Reach the right fingertips forward and then down. Trikonasana. Beautiful. Frame the front foot with your hands. Left toes meet the right. Halfway lift when you get there. Fold. Heel toe the feet out. Sit those hips low. Malasana, squat pose. Press palms together. Bring the fingertips onto the mat. Heel toe the feet back together. Halfway lift. Inhale. Fold. Utkatasana, chair pose. Reach the arms up. Bend those knees. Bring the palms to touch. Turn to the right. Left elbow around that right knee. Lift the belly up. Squeeze it in. Sit 1 inch lower. Exhale, fold. Let's drop the crown of the head towards the mat. Let's bring the palms face up underneath each foot. Your toes are on that wrist crease. Bend the elbows. Reach the sit bones towards the sky. And straighten the legs any amount. Crown of the head reaches down. Beautiful. Release the hands. Find a halfway lift. Fold. Reach and rise. Come all the way up. Cactus the arms, lean back, open the heart. Inhale, rise. Palms press at the heart. Close the eyes. Take a breath. Blink the eyes open. Find that yoga drishti. Bring weight into the left foot. Right foot into Vrikshasana, tree pose. Press the right knee back towards the right big corner on your mat. Press the foot into the leg, leg into foot. Left hip back into midline. Cactus the arms. Turn to the right. Maybe you can frame that knee. Come back to center. Turn to the left. Move slowly. You are in a balanced posture. Center. Fingertips reach towards the sky. Right knee forward, right foot down. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Plant those hands. Let's step back. We'll meet in downward facing dog. You move through your vinyasa your way. Take a moment to breathe. Reach the left leg up and back. Stack or bend the left knee, stack left hip over right. Bring the left knee to your chest, plant the left foot between the hands, stay up on those back toes, rise up. Bring the palms together at your heart center, start to fold forward, turning to the left, tucking right elbow around the left knee. Squeeze those inner thighs. It'll help you with balance, I promise. Raise the right back of the right knee towards the sky. Inhale, center. Spin that back heel down. Find that Virabhadrasana 2. Deep bend in the front knee. Heel arch alignment. Equal weight between the feet. Straighten that front leg. Reach with the left fingertips. And bring the left hand down to the left shin. Right fingertips reach over towards the sky. Frame the front foot with your hands. Right toes meet the left. Halfway lift. Fold. Heel toe the feet out. Sit the hips low. Again, if you need that little trick, just rock from side to side. Get your heels a little closer to the mat. Bring the fingertips onto the mat. Heel toe the feet back together. Halfway lift. Fold. Utkatasana, chair pose. Sit the hips low. Palms press. Turn to the left. Tuck right elbow around that left knee. Lift the belly up. Sit the hips 1 inch lower if you can. And then exhale, fold in. Wrap the arms around the backs of the legs. Rest the belly on the thighs. And you could stay here or any amount, straighten the legs. Reach the sit bones towards the sky. Crown of the head down towards the mat. Release the arms. Halfway lift. Fold. Reach and rise. Come all the way up. Lean back. Open the heart. Palms reach up towards the sky. And then palms press at your heart center. Closing the eyes. Take a breath. Blink the eyes open. Find that drishti. Weight in the right foot. Turn left knee to the left. Left big toe can stay on the mat, or you can bring the left foot into your calf or thigh. Press foot into leg, leg into foot. Press the right hip back into midline. Cactus the arms. Bend those elbows. Turn to the left. Maybe even framing that left knee. Come back to center. And turn to the right. Beautiful. Come back to center. Left knee forward, left foot down, fingertips reach up. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Plant the hands, step back, lower down. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, Adho Mukha Savasana. Find that downward facing dog and then drop the knees. Bring the hips towards, or heels, hips towards the heels. Bring the forehead onto the mat, child's pose. All right, guys, come back to tabletop, cross the ankles, sit behind them, and roll all the way onto your back. Let's pull the knees into your chest. Keep the insides of the feet together, but separate the knees. And then bring the elbows to press to the knee, into the insides of the knees. Press the palms together. Lift the head and shoulders off the mat. And maybe you want to press the palms towards the ceiling like that's your floor. That's your Bakasana. And then let's extend the legs over the mat and the arms to reach overhead. Exhale, squeeze it all back in. Find that Bakasana. Inhale, extend. Handstand. Exhale, Bakasana. And then release. Just pull the knees into your chest. Rest on the mat. Take a couple breaths. We're going to do a supine side crow or side Bakasana, Parsva Bakasana. Supine. If you want to do it on your hands, you already know it. That's fine. Okay. So we'll start here with our knees in our chest. We'll lift the head and shoulders off the mat. We'll bring the knees over to the left side, and then we'll bring the left elbow to the right knee. And then we'll bring the right elbow to the right hip. You squeeze the belly in. You lift the head and shoulders up just a little bit more, and then plant those palms on the ceiling. There you go. Inhale. Continue to breathe. Squeeze. Lift. Squeeze. Lift. Breathe. And then release. Pull the knees in. Head and shoulders on the mat. Maybe a gentle rock from side to side. Why don't we go to the same side again? Let's see if we can get that a little deeper. That twist has to come from the abdominal muscles, lifting you up. Same side, so let's work that. Lift the head and shoulders off the mat. Knees are in your chest. Turn the knees to the left. Left elbow to right knee. Right elbow comes to the right hip. Palms press on the ceiling. Lift the head and shoulders off the mat. Squeeze in. Lift up. Breathe. Good. Release. Keep the knees. Just breathe. Good. Lift up. We're going to go the opposite side. Knees come over to the right. Head and shoulders off the mat. Right elbow to left knee. Left elbow to left hip. Palms press on the ceiling. Lift the heart up. Squeeze. Lift. Squeeze that belly. Come on. Breathe. Beautiful. Release. Back to the mat. Keep the knees in. Remember, all this twisting is sort of like wringing out. Just imagine like a towel and you wring it out, twisting those internal organs to wring out any toxins. All that wine you drank, all that beer you drank over the week, all the turkey you ate. It's probably not the turkey that's so bad, but maybe the pie. All right, knees into your chest. Lift the head and shoulders off the mat. Bring the knees to the right, right elbow to right knee, or left knee, left elbow to left hip. Palms press at the ceiling. Lift the head and shoulders up more. Squeeze, lift. Beautiful, guys. Continue to breathe. And then exhale. Release, release the legs down. Bring the soles of the feet together. Knees come out to the sides. Rest the palms on your belly if you like. And just breathe. All right, guys, bring the right knee into your chest. Extend the left leg long. Find one final twist here, bringing the right knee across the body. Right arm and gaze to the right. This time, maybe you want to prioritize the shoulder, bringing the right shoulder onto the mat, but the right knee is probably lifted. Your inhale, come to center. Let's find set up for bridge pose, bringing the heels close to the glutes. Bring your arms to your sides, palms face down. Start to press into your feet to lift the hips, roll the shoulders under. If you like, interlace the fingers underneath the body, press knuckles towards the heels, press the wrists into the mat. Continue to press into the feet to lift the hips high. And then exhale slowly, bringing the hips down onto the mat. Extending the right leg when you get there, pulling the left knee into your chest. And then across the body over to the right. Left arm and gaze to the left. Again, maybe prioritize the shoulder this time so that the left shoulder is on the mat, but the left knee is off the mat. Unless you can keep them both there, I don't know. That's some proportions. Maybe you're really long. On your inhale, come back to center. Soles of both feet on the mat. We'll set up for one more bridge pose. Again, bringing the heels close to the glutes. Step in, or press into the feet, lift the hips, roll those shoulders under. Take 3 deep breaths here. And then slowly lower back to the mat. Rest with the feet wide, knees knocked together for a moment. And then extend the legs long, toes turned out towards the edges of the mat. Palms rest on your belly or arms up at your sides. Close your eyes and let go. Shavasana. Yogis, I will leave you here in your Shavasana, so please, as long as you like. I appreciate you practicing with me. Namaste.